Okay, so let's unpack some of the highlights from that AI Daily News Digest, May 17th, 2025. You shared a bunch of updates, and we're just going to jump straight into the stuff that really, caught our eye.
Sounds good.
Think of this as the quick lowdown on what's moving and shaking in AI. We've got coding tools, multimodal models, even some interesting OS stuff, and, well, how AI is hitting the job market. Ready to get into it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's quite a mix this time. Lots happening.
Okay, let's kick off with OpenAI Codex. So it looks like their AI software engineering agent is now in research preview for pro, enterprise, and team chat GPT users, right?
That's right. And it's powered by a specialized version of O3 called Codex 1.
And it can do things like refactoring, bug fixing
Yeah.
in parallel, apparently. That sounds pretty powerful.
Yeah, imagine the time savings on complex projects. It really signals a potential shift, how dev teams might function, maybe AI handling more routine tasks.
And they've also boosted the Codex CLI, too.
Quicker chat GPT sign-in, and they rolled out this new model, Codex Mini.
Ah, Codex Mini.
Yeah, lower latency. It's meant for, like, quick code questions and edits.
So not just the big heavy lifting, but also the day-to-day assist stuff.
Exactly. It feels like a two-pronged approach.
Yeah.
The powerful agent for big jobs and this nimble little model for quick interactions. Pretty strategic for developer workflows.
Makes sense. Okay, moving over to multimodal AI Salesforce. They've dropped something called BLIP 3.0.
Right. BLIP 3.0. It's a family of fully open, unified models.
And the interesting bit is their approach using a diffusion transformer to generate CLI'd image features.
Yeah, that's the novel part. Think of CLIP as, well, helping AI link text and image meaning. Salesforce is using this diffusion technique, kind of building understanding from noise to create these features.
So it helps the AI get a more maybe nuanced grasp of images and language together?
Precisely.
Yeah.
And it could lead to a more robust understanding. Plus, the fact it's fully open, that's a big plus for the research community.
Yeah, definitely. Unifying text and image understanding in one model seems like a key direction.
It absolutely is. It leads to AI with a more coherent grasp of different data types.
Okay, switching gears a bit. Over on the open source side, llmbasedos. Saw that.
Oh, yes, llmbasedos. Someone built a minimal Arch Linux OS.
Minimal Arch Linux, right. And the whole point is to make local LLMs more useful.
Yeah, exactly. It exposes local stuff, like your file system, your mail, to any LLM front end.
Through something they called the Model Context Protocol, MCP.
MCP, yeah. So it's like giving your local AI, the keys to your digital kingdom, locally speaking.
Raises some interesting possibilities and probably some security questions too, I imagine.
Oh, definitely. The comments were discussing deployment models, security. That's crucial if it's going to be adopted widely. Someone even asked about making it USB bootable for Windows users.
Interesting. Okay. And sticking with local LLMs for a second, Ollama, version 0.7.0.
Yep, big update there. Native support for multimodal models now.
Native support. So they moved away from llama.cpp.
They did. They're integrating the GGML tensor library directly in Go now.
Ah, GGML. That's the one for efficient running on different hardware, right? Good for local stuff.
Exactly. So this architectural shift means Ollama can now handle vision models like Llama 4, Q, and 2.5 EL. It even takes WebP images.
So better performance, more reliability with different kinds of data?
That seems to be the goal. Some users did point out that, earlier versions already had some multimodal abilities, but this deeper integration, it likely gives much better control.
Right, a more fundamental shift.
Yeah, signals a real commitment beyond just text processing for Ollama.
Okay, let's talk efficiency. Smaller models. TII released Falcon-Edge, or
Falcon-E,
Falcon-E.
yeah. Compact models, 1 billion and 3 billion parameters.
Yeah,
Based on BitNet.
BitNet. That's the one aiming for, like, super efficiency with 1-bit weights.
Sort of, yeah. The idea is significantly less memory usage, potentially keeping strong performance.
And they're saying Falcon-E can revert to bfloat 16 with minimal loss. And it outperforms similar-sized models, but with way less memory.
That's the claim. Reportedly even approaches Qwen 3 1.7b performance, using only a quarter of the memory.
Wow. Okay, that could be a really big deal for running AI on, smaller devices, edge computing.
Absolutely. Exploring architectures like BitNet is really interesting. The potential memory savings are huge for accessibility.
Though I saw some technical folks were questioning the comparisons, saying maybe comparing to quantized models would be fairer than FP16.
Right. There's always debate around benchmarks. But the underlying trend, making powerful models smaller and more efficient, that's undeniably important progress. They also released a fine-tuning library, 1-bit elms.
Good to know. Okay, finally, let's touch on the elephant in the room sometimes. AI's impact on jobs. The Digest had a few bits on this.
Yeah, it's an ongoing conversation, isn't it?
There was that story, pretty stark, about a software engineer, 20 years experience, reportedly losing his job to AI, now working as a courier.
Saw that. And then, on the flip side, an AI agent in Italy that's supposedly automating the job hunting process.
Right. And that satirical comic about AI creating huge reports, then condensing them, makes you wonder about actual efficiency gains.
It really does. Plus, this whole idea floating around of a dedicated SWE agent, a software engineering agent.
Yeah, that's sparking debate about job security for programmers down the line, isn't it?
If you connect the dots, these stories just highlight how complex this AI and work relationship is becoming.
Job displacement, job searching automation.
Exactly. And these specialized agents for professions like software engineering, they raise fundamental questions about how roles might evolve, what skills become critical. It definitely feels like we're in a period of significant transition in how we think about work and tech.
And we didn't even get to the walkie-talkie LLM. Someone rigged up a Beifeng to talk to Llama 3.2.
Huh. Yeah, that was wild. Using Whisper, VLLM, Cartesia TTS, full duplex conversation over radio.
The goal being AI access in low connectivity spots, like farmers talking to an AI assistant.
Exactly. Just shows the creative ways people are trying to bridge these gaps.
All right, so here's where it gets really interesting, pulling it all together. This snapshot just shows incredible speed, right? Across so many different areas.
From core model improvements to really practical boundary-pushing applications.
Yeah, you've seen AI getting smarter at coding, understanding images and text together, running leaner, and these big questions about jobs just keep bubbling up. So what's the takeaway for you listening? Hopefully this deep dive gave you some, I don't know, clear insights into where things are heading.
Maybe a few aha
Moments, maybe. But consider this. AI is getting baked into our tools, our communication, even walkie-talkies now, apparently. How are you going to adapt? How will you leverage these changes in your own work, your own life?
It's definitely something to think about. How these advancements will shape things for all of us.